Hi, welcome back to my channel. Movie Explained. American Beauty, 1999 film. American Beauty is a 1999 American black comedy drama film. The movie start with Lester Burnham is a middle-aged magazine executive who despises his job and is unhappily married to Carolyn, a neurotic and ambitious real estate broker. Their 16-year-old daughter, Jane, abhors her parents and is a cheerleader despite low self-esteem. The Burnhams' new neighbors are retired U.S. Marine Colonel Frank Fitz, his near catatonic wife, Barbara, and their teenage son, Ricky, who obsessively films his surroundings with a camcorder, collecting hundreds of recordings on videotapes in his bedroom, while using his part-time catering jobs to serve as a front for dealing cannabis. Frank is a strict disciplinarian who has previously forced Ricky into a military academy and briefly committed him to a psychiatric hospital. Gay couple Jim Ohlmeyer and Jim Berkeley, another next-door neighbor of the Burnhams, welcome the Fitz to the neighborhood. Frank later reveals his homophobia when angrily discussing the encounter with Ricky. During one of the school's basketball games, Lester has an out-of-body experience and becomes infatuated with Jane's conceited friend, Angela, seeing her perform a half-time routine. He starts having sexual fantasies about Angela, in which red rose petals are a recurring motif. Meanwhile, Carolyn begins an affair with a married business rival, Buddy Kane. During a private meeting between Lester and his supervisor Brad, the latter announces that Lester is to be laid off. Lester blackmails Brad into giving him an indulgent severance package and quits his job, taking employment at a local fast food restaurant. He buys his dream car, a 1970 Pontiac Firebird, and starts working out after he overhears Angela tell Jane that she would have sex with him if he improved his physique. He begins smoking cannabis supplied by Ricky, and flirts with Angela whenever she visits Jane. The girls' friendship wanes after Jane starts a relationship with Ricky, which Angela scoffs at. They bond over what Ricky considers the most beautiful imagery he has ever filmed, a plastic bag blowing in the wind. Lester discovers Carolyn's infidelity, but reacts indifferently. Buddy ends the affair, fearing an expensive divorce. The embarrassment combined with her lack of professional success drives Carolyn into a spiral. Meanwhile, Frank becomes suspicious of Lester and Ricky's friendship and later finds his son's footage of a nude Lester lifting weights, which Ricky captured by chance. After spying on Ricky and Lester's drug transaction, Frank wrongly concludes that the two are sexually involved. He viciously confronts Ricky, accusing him of homosexual prostitution. Ricky falsely admits the charge and goads his father into expelling him from their home, giving him his freedom. A distraught Carolyn is shown sitting in her car where she removes a handgun from the glove box. At home, Jane argues with Angela about her flirtation with Lester, which is interrupted when Ricky asks Jane to run away with him. He persuades her to come with him to New York City, and admonishes Angela as ugly, boring and ordinary. Frank seemingly goes to confront Lester, but then tearfully breaks down, hugs him, and kisses him. Lester gently rebuffs the Colonel, telling him he misunderstood the situation. The Colonel walks back into the rain toward his house after having been humiliated and rejected. Lester finds a distraught Angela sitting alone in the dark. She tells him she got in a fight with Jane. Lester consoles her, tells her she's beautiful and anything but ordinary. He asks her what she wants and she says she doesn't know. She asks him what he wants and he says he's always wanted her. He takes her to the couch and as he undresses her, preparing for sex, Angela admits she is a virgin, causing Lester to have a breakthrough of conscience. Now unable to fulfill his fantasy and do what he considers to be unbecoming, Lester instead comforts her and they bond over their shared frustrations in life. Angela goes to the bathroom and Lester smiles at a family photograph in his kitchen, seeming to have come full circle with his midlife crisis. In this moment, an unseen figure shoots Lester in the back of the head. Ricky and Jane find Lester's body, while Carolyn is seen in her closet, discarding her gun, and crying hysterically as she hugs Lester's clothing. A bloodied Frank, wearing surgical gloves, returns home where a gun is shown missing from his collection. Lester's closing narration describes meaningful experiences during his life. He says that, despite his death, he is happy because there is still so much beauty in the world, and says even if you don't understand what that means now, one day you will. If you find this video useful, then subscribe and share to your friends and press the bell button. Thanks for watching.